All right, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to be here with my friend Kate today because we're going to talk about releasing all those blocks and barriers, those emotional and energetic blocks, those patterns that we keep falling into over and over again, stuffing all those things down that we don't want to deal with in the moment, that keep us from being open to all the things that we want in our lives and in our businesses. So, we're going to embrace some inner healing today and talk about how what I do as a hypnotherapist. If you're new to me, I'm Jodie, and I'm a certified master hypnotherapist. I've had, 25 years of experience in mental and behavioral health, as well as in coaching with women in business and working with all ages. So, kids, families, all the things. And Kate's amazing. She's going to tell you about her, but she is, so I can just say lovely things about her for a moment, a master energy healing practitioner who I have had the pleasure of working with and becoming friends with over these last couple of years. And she uses modalities like emotion code and body code and GEM, the global energy method, and is just a fantastic human being. And so I'm excited that we're collaborating together to, take the things that I do with hypnotherapy and somatic work and combine them to really help people on a deeper level. Right? We're not just talking about the surface where we talk in circles about the same thing over and over again. We get much deeper, and what we do complements each other so well. And we found through this collaboration that we've had for so long now that people get really amazing, deep, and long lasting results. So, Kate, I would love for you to share a little bit about you and what you do. And let's talk about our inner healing sessions that we do together.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Jody. So I'm Kate Simpson. With the energy healing part of what I do, Jody shared a little bit about my modalities, but really what I do is I help you discover and release trapped energy in your body that you likely have no idea is there, because we're all energy beings. And as we live in this energy world and work in this energy world, we have emotions, we have thoughts, we have all of these things that in its purest forms are vibration of energy. And energy is kind of meant to move. And when it gets stuck or trapped, or suppressed in the body, it kind of messes with the body's ability to recover, to heal, and it can create emotional patterns and habits. And as part of our collaboration, what I do is I help discover what this trapped energy is, these trapped emotions, these imbalances that are really keeping you from just feeling the best that you can feel and creating the life that you want. It can keep you stuck in patterns and habits. And a lot of times we're like, I don't understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And sometimes it's because you've got this trapped emotional energy within. And so I help you discover and release that without having to talk about the story, to relive the emotions, to understand or connect the dots. We can actually identify and release the energy. And when that happens, your body rebalances and heals itself. And I always like to show it kind of like a wave. It's kind of like with emotions. You're human. You're meant to feel things, even if it's negative emotions or we perceive it as negative. It's really just communication from your body. So your body produces an energy, a vibration, and then you feel that energy. That's the emotion, and then it just moves along. Whether that's positive or negative, you're constantly like feeling and releasing all day long. And the problem occurs is sometimes we start to feel something that's uncomfortable or too overwhelming, too scary. And instead of allowing that to be felt and processed, we suppress that energy. And that's what we call a trapped emotion. And by releasing those, you put your body where it can recover. And then by incorporating what Jody does with hypnotherapy, you're able then to repattern and guide the subconscious to look for new, more positive solutions, to create a new, more positive future. It's just the perfect complement what we do together. And it just starts with releasing. and then it moves into repatterning. And that's what our inner healing sessions actually do. And I'm going to share a little bit about our inner healing, but if anybody is live right now and you're curious about the releasing emotion part, go ahead and put me in the chat here, and we'll be monitoring the chat, and you can actually volunteer and I'll demonstrate. If you have a trapped emotion, I'll demonstrate just how quickly it is to identify it and release it in literally a minute. So it can be that quick. It can be easy and quick to release energy. So, but yeah, Jodie, I mean, I can talk a little bit about our inner healing sessions if you'd like, and what those are about. We combine together the magic of what we both do. And we focus on a number of different topics. You can check our schedule of these group healings. They are about an hour long. The first part, I dive in and help release that energy. And we're working on various topics. So we're focusing on, the power of your voice to speak and be heard, and just overcoming the fear of visibility. We have sessions coming up on just boosting your energy and kind of resetting from burnout and fatigue. I mean, how many of us have been in such a stressful state that we don't even realize we're in burnout yet? And so we can help release that type of thing. And then we're dealing with later in the month, we're dealing with becoming a magnet for what you want. And we rotate various topics, and we help release the unknown blocks, the unknown things that keep you from moving forward in life. And then after that part, Jodie comes in and does a guided hypnotherapy session, which just brings us full circle. And it creates, when you experience what Jodie does, it's so incredible. You start to respond in a way that you don't even realize, that your mind and body, you start acting and reacting in, like, without even thinking. Like, the best example I can give is we worked on a chronic pain issue that I had. And I had this constant tightness and jaw pain. And, that could be from anxiety. It could be from a physical issue. It could be from all kinds of things can cause that type of pain. And we didn't focus on what was causing it. We actually released the energy. And then Jodie did this whole repatterning session to just teach the body how to relax automatically. And it was this new, automatically, anytime my jaw tightened up, it was like my body then instantly responded and started relaxing. And that only happened because of the repatterning that Jodie did through hypnosis. It was incredible. And so this is the type of thing that happens. Just to kind of share it from a story standpoint, it's like when we have Jodie work on you, your body, just your mind and body connect. They're all connected, and they start working together, and they start repatterning and just saying, okay, wait, this input came in, this situation happened, this thought happened, this feeling happened. Now we're going to respond differently. Explain what you do much better, but that is kind of my experience with working with hypnotherapy, and it really just takes what we do and takes it to the next level. So
Thank you for sharing that, Kate. Yes, that was such a great example of how what we do works. And if anybody is watching, like Kate said, who would like a free demo, go ahead and pop that into the chat. We'll keep an eye. And you're right. It's something that is so complementary. Mm-hmm. And so you starting off with helping them release the energy and emotions that they may not even realize are there, because we both are working a lot on the subconscious, and the subconscious is in charge of at least 85%, 85 to 90% of everything in our bodies, right, is coming from like a physiological condition, have a psychological component. So think about that, right? Minimum of 85% of all those physical health conditions, right? There are things that we don't even have to think about. And you said you just automatically will clench your jaw, for example, if you're stressed. And so your subconscious is in charge of all of those bodily processes and all of those habits, not just external habits. When we think habits, usually we mean like something we're doing on the outside, but we can also have those internal habits, how we handle emotions, how we store emotions, how we choose not to deal with emotions and stuff them down. And it becomes like this little pressure cooker until we blow because we're just like, I can't deal with that right now. I don't want to deal with that right now. And we tend to just build and build and build and build until it's too much for our systems. And that's when we burn out, we get sick, we crash. And what we want to help you do is release those things so that we can avoid that crash, right? So that we can learn how to program our minds to process in a healthier way so that way in the future you don't go back to doing that again. So that's where we work so well together, is Kate's helping you to release those things, and then I help you to shift those internal habits you're not even consciously aware of, so that way you don't go back and just stick those feelings back down all over again. So we are very much working on that subconscious and that somatic level. A lot of things that are hidden from our conscious mind. And it's amazing because it's such a gentle way of doing the work. Like you said, Kate, we don't have to rehash. We don't have to talk it over in circles over and over again for years on end. We really are able to just release and move forward. And so what I do, the second half of our inner healing sessions, I like to call them guided hypnotic meditations because, everybody's familiar with, what a guided meditation is. It's just like that, just deeper, more targeted work. So we're relaxing on purpose for a purpose. That's what I do. And then we use some therapeutic tools in that relaxed state to help you to make those changes and make them at that root level so they stick. If we're just trying to change a habit at the conscious level, it can take hundreds of repetitions in order for that to happen. You have to, repeat a process, one of those external habits, so many times for it to become more automatic. But if we can do that from that hypnotic state and that more relaxed state, guess what happens? We can really bring that down to where, like you said, Kate, we did one session on that physical, like chronic pain condition with your jaw, and your subconscious got it. It was like, oh yeah. As soon as you would start to clench your jaw again after that session, your subconscious would kick in and say, oh yeah, we're supposed to relax. And you didn't have to think about it, just like you don't have to think about breathing, just like you don't have to think about your heart beating or your blood flowing through your body. You don't have to think about digesting or any of those things. It just happens. And when we can really reprogram and repattern at the subconscious level, that pathway gets reinforced so quickly, and you're able to then just automatically choose it. And then when you're aware of it, because awareness to me is that first step, you became aware of, I clench my jaw. And then you're basically helping your brain to be able, like you said, to get on board with choosing a different response. Instead of reacting with stress and tension, it's responding to that stress and tension with, oh yeah, relax. So a beautiful example. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. Well, again, if anybody is here live, we can do a quick demo. If not, I really just want to invite you to take advantage of our inner healing sessions. These are a 1-hour powerful group session. Now, the best part is you do not have to be live with us. We think it's definitely more fun if you're there live with us, of course. But the beauty of what this is when you register for the inner healing of your choice, there's a schedule. When you click the link, there's a schedule of our different sessions. If you cannot be there live, that's no problem. I will have your name when you register, and I will include you in the healing work. So this is how gentle and easy it is. You don't even have to be live to experience the benefit of the energy healing work. And then you'll be given a replay you can still see what happened, and then you'll be able to have that replay for Jodie's guided hypnotic meditation to be able to revisit that over and over again. And so whether you're live with us or you're on the replay, you still receive all the benefits of what we do together to help guide you through this session. And truly to be able to really experience both the energy healing with hypnotherapy together, these sessions are only $67. So it's an incredible opportunity to be able to really experience two modalities combined together to really bring you state. So we hope you'll join us. I definitely want to invite you. I believe we do have one coming up tomorrow. We also have some throughout the next month or so. They're scheduled. The schedule, we just keep adding to it, so you can just check back anytime you want with the different topics that we focus on. We do have a lot of clients who tend to just join us for multiple inner healing sessions. So if there's more than one topic that interests you, then you can jump into more than one session as well. So yeah, so that's a little bit about our group inner healings. We'd love to have you attend if it's something that you're curious about. And Jodie, do you have anything else you want to share?
Well, if you would like to do a demo, you're welcome to use me if you would like to do that.
Okay,
I
we can do
never
that. I
mind.
don't think we have anybody, volunteering. I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
I don't think we've had it. It's the middle of the day, and if it's anywhere like where you are, with my weather, everyone's outside. So
Oh, that explains it.
it's a nice sunny spring day. So,
Yes.
Yeah, if you
So
would
yeah,
like to do
let's do
that
that.
and share, I'm
Let's.
totally fine with that. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that. Awesome. Okay, so really as simple and fast as energy healing is. It doesn't have to be, like I said, really drawn out. I use a process called muscle testing, which is a way for me to ask the body what's going on. It's really asking the subconscious what needs to be released right now. And so we can focus on very specific goals or pain points, or we can be very general about it. So Jodie, would you like to be specific or general about what you might need to release right now?
Let's be general and just see what comes up.
Perfect. Let's do that. So what I'm going to do is act as a proxy for Jodie, since we're not in the same room, in the same building. I'm going to stand in for her as a proxy and do the muscle testing on my own body. So you're going to see me connect my fingers into two little rings. When I pull them, if my fingers, the muscles stay locked or strong, that's a yes response. And if they pull apart, it's a no response from the body. So I'm just going to first ask Jodie's subconscious, is it okay for this process to happen and for me to act as a proxy for her? And that's a yes, she's okay with that. And then I'm also going to ask if she's ready, willing, and able for this session to happen today. And is it right, safe, and appropriate to release energy today? And that's a strong yes. So I'm just going to demonstrate the emotion code. I have this huge chart of emotions that could potentially be trapped or suppressed in the body. And so now I'm just going to ask Jodie's subconscious if she has a trapped emotion that can be released right now. And that's a strong yes. So let's find out where that is. And this is a trapped emotion of self-abuse, okay? So this can be a situation where, somebody could cause physical harm to themselves, but it could stem from things like overworking, working yourself to the point of burnout. It could also be negative self-talk. These are ways that we kind of beat up on ourselves emotionally. So, all right, so we have self-abuse. We're going to let this go. It doesn't serve you. So we are going to just release that right now, letting that go for good. Releasing that self-abuse energy. Is that now gone? And that is a yes, that is gone. And let's go ahead and replace that with a little self-healing. Okay, so just adding in some self-healing here. And that has been added. Beautiful. So is there anything else that is a high priority for Jodie right now to be released? And that is a yes. So we'll release another emotion. And this is the energy of wishy-washy, okay? So, and here's the thing I want to share too with these emotions, is that, this sometimes is things from the past. So you could have trapped this energy a long time ago, and it's affecting you today for whatever reason. It's ready to be released right now. But sometimes people are like, well, gosh, that's not really me. And I'm like, well, I promise at some point in your life, you probably felt wishy-washy. And for whatever reason, you didn't process that energy. So sometimes these really make sense. Like you can identify them immediately. And sometimes you're like, I have no idea what that's about. But again, you don't have to figure it out. So we've got this energy of wishy-washy right now. And so that's like weak or maybe like undecided, that type of thing, just kind of at a loss, undecided, can't move forward, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and release that, Jodie, because that doesn't serve you. We're going to let that trapped emotion go. And that is released. And let's go ahead and replace that with resolute. We're going to add in that positive energy of resolute. And beautiful, that has been added. So good. So take a nice deep breath for me. And again, it's so fast and easy to release emotion. So how do you feel right now?
Good. Thank you. Much better. I was definitely feeling like that little midday slump. So I'm feeling more energized, which is good.
Awesome. Awesome. I see that Leslie joined us live. Hi, Leslie. It's like she popped in. I don't know if she's still live or not. If you're there, Leslie, type me in the chat. And if you're willing, we can do a little emotion code work on you if you're interested. So I'm not sure if she's still on or not. Oh, and I can't hear you, Jodie. It looks like you're muted.
I'm back. I said,
Yay.
wonderful idea. Love seeing Leslie joined us, and she was shouting out and giving you some love, which is great.
Awesome.
Yes, and she reminded all of us energy healing for people and pets. So it could be adults, kids, pets. And I actually was doing some networking with someone earlier who was singing your praises and saying how much you helped her daughter.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so powerful to work on, children because again, they're just learning how to just handle their emotions. And so often they suppress them without realizing that's what they're doing. And to be able to release from a child right away, and to help guide them into more like learning how to handle emotions in a healthier way, it makes such a big difference. So
Oh, it really does. Yeah. Because, like you said, in those younger ages, our little subconscious sponges were wide open and they internalize so much. And they're really learning, right? They're being, imprinted on and programmed for how they view themselves, their situations, their relationships, and the world around them. And so those things that they hold on to can make a lifelong impact for decades and decades. And so I love that you help with that. I work with children as well, and it is so beautiful to be able to break those often generational cycles.
mhm.
And we can do it early or we can do it right where we're at. So whether somebody's 13 or 53 or 73 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's never too late to do that. And sometimes we do hold on to things, like you said, for decades. When I went through my burnout experience, that was, oh gosh, 7, 8 years ago, like somewhere in there. And yeah, I mean, those are things that we carry with us because we have those memories and our bodies remember all the trauma and all the things that we deal with. And so, like you said, I mean, that, feeling of, overwhelm or burnout or wishy-washiness and, all of those things, yeah, they can be things that we experience on a daily basis, or it could be something that we have experienced decades ago that is just ready to go now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the beauty of the work that we do is often, it is things that we've been trapping for a long time. But how beautiful is it to change the way that you process and are able then to release those negative emotions today and moving forward?
Yeah. Yeah. And truly you feel a shift from it. I mean, you feel the physical shift because again, emotions are physical. And so not only do you feel that shift, people tell me, immediately that they feel lighter, they feel more alert and energized. I tell people tell me that they can just start thinking more clearly, or they feel more creative in the moment. So there's so many different things that are like immediate that people feel. And then of course, over time, it just compounds because, with releasing a lot of these energies, people start to notice, oh my gosh, I'm not reacting the same way that I used to. I'm able to like think and respond with instead of react. I'm able to just, communicate better with my family and with my spouse. I mean, it's so powerful that when you release these energies that are just trapped inside of you, how it impacts your life in so many positive ways. So
Absolutely. Yeah, such a profound impact. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kate, for joining me today and giving me a little boost for the rest of my day. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, we hope that everyone will, click the link for our inner healing sessions. We'll make sure that wherever this video is, it is in the comments so that you can join us. Check out that calendar. But again, like Kate said, you don't have to necessarily be live. You can be on the replay, and that's okay too. If those times don't necessarily work for you, just look and see what the topic is and whatever resonates with you. We would love to give you a little taste test. That's what I think of these inner healing sessions, is a little glimpse into the work that we do on a deeper level. So if you want to try it out and see what energy healing is about, see what hypnotherapy is, then I think that's a really great way to do that. So we would love to invite you. Oh, and I want to make sure that I also announce that we are a part of Alternative Healthcare Solutions together, AHS. Yeah. And we do monthly workshops. And this month is all about releasing stress. And that's actually going to be on Saturday. So this coming Saturday, you can also see the replay in the AHS community. So we'll make sure under the video, we'll come back in and put our links to the AHS free trial. So you can check it out. You can come and see. We're actually doing a joint workshop together at noon Eastern on Saturday. So you can pop in there and go even deeper into what we were talking about today and get a demo done. We would love to have you join us. So there's a few different ways that you can interact with us, and feel free to also DM us. Let us know if you have any questions.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thanks so much. And we hope to see you either at AHS or at our next inner healing.
All right. Thanks so much, Kate. Thanks, everyone. Have a beautiful day.